What's up, YouTube? Georgia Silver Hunter back, and today we're going to go through a 2-box $half hunt. That's $1,000 worth of half dollars that I recently picked up from one of my local Fifth Third banks. Now, I'm a little excited by these boxes because it's the first time in a long time that I've opened up a box and it hasn't been like 50 to 75% new 2023 rolls. Now, that said, I do have some. I always do an ender check, and for a lot of these, I did not have 2023s on both ends, which was really, really nice. And what I'm really excited about is, as I was doing that ender check, down there in the bottom, we've got ourselves already a 1968 40% ender. So I'm hoping this box has got some more silver in it, since we know we have an ender. This one, complete mystery, didn't see any enders or anything interesting, so I'm excited to get into these rolls. And with that, let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right, well, let's open a couple of rolls here on camera in case we are loaded with 40%ers or even maybe some 90%ers. That would be really cool, and I don't want you guys to miss that. I will definitely open that ender roll on camera that we have down there on the second half of the box. But what I'll do on camera here is really just edge hunt these rolls, looking for anything shiny. Oftentimes when they're super shiny like this one, they are going to be 2023 Phillies or Denvers. Anything that's more orange, could be a mint set coin, could be a proof, or just could be a standard not intended for circulation coin. So that leads me to what do we normally look for? I do have a document in the description down below that has everything I look for, no matter the denomination of the coin roll hunt. But for half dollars, we typically focus on the handful of no FGs. And this paper is terrible. I'm going to have to open these the other way I normally do it. But we look for the typical no FGs on like the 72, the 82, 83. We're also looking for the 74 DDO, the 71 D DDO, and our NIFCs, which are going to be 1970, which is also silver. The 1987, which was only done in proof sets or mint sets. And then 2002 through 2020. And that is a mouthful. Sorry for opening these so slowly. But so far, nothing too much of interest in here. And this is the way I have to open these rolls when this paper doesn't tear nicely. So again, 2023 there on the end. Something a little miscolored here. 1974 Denver, it looks like. And I will go back through each and every coin looking for those varieties that I mentioned earlier. So this will be the last one we open on camera, and then I'll go off camera and only bring you in as we find things. Now, typically our silver is going to jump right out at me, so as soon as I get the roll open, I'll kind of know there's silver in there, but nothing so far, so I'm going to keep on hunting and hopefully see you soon. So I opened up rolls 6 through 10, and I'm actually on roll number 8, about halfway through, and I've already checked this one out, but we did come across one of the rarer, not intended for circulation coins. It's the 1987. The Philly and Denver were only released in mint sets and proof sets, and these are sometimes pretty hard to find. Lately, I've done pretty well with them, but I always get excited when I find one. Well, the first half of this box was a bust. I'm looking forward to getting into our ender here, but and I didn't bring you in for a lot of this. The 87 we saw. We did come across a 2003 Philly, a 2006 Philly, 2007 Philly, and a couple of 2009s. I think they're both Phillies as well. Hang on. Now we had a Denver in there. So a couple, what is that, 5 additional NIFCs and our 1987 in the first 25 rolls. So with that, I'm going to go ahead. We'll open a couple of rolls on camera to see if the bottom half of this box heats up. Otherwise, I'll bring you in when we get to this ender. All right, let's do like 3 rolls really quickly here, just to see if there's any silver here starting the bottom half of the box. Those two guys looked a little suspicious, but I don't think so. This would be roll number 27. Really nice 1972 Denver in there. And a 23D. And this would be roll 28. Got a nice toner there on the end. So I don't think we have any silver here. That guy's a little bit of a gray edge, just a 1971. All right, well, I'll bring you in when we get to, what roll is that? 35, 36, 37. Okay, so we're doing rolls 36 through 40, and here is number 37, our ender. Let's get all 5 of these out. We'll do all 5 of them here for you, just in case, again, we get some silver around this one. Actually kind of disappointed we haven't found some along the way, because you figure if you get an ender, the odds of that happening are pretty slim, and you usually expect these things to travel in small batches. All right, there's our ender, 1968. Easy to see. See if we got any friends in there. This paper is like really thick. It's really weird. You could hear that on the end. Definitely silver. 1968 Denver. Now, it's seen better days, but it is a 40% piece of silver that I will take all day long. So let's get into the last 3 rolls in this row and see if we get anything else. Nothing there. It has been nice. This box has been mostly circulated coins. Now, I have seen a few 2023s, but it has been mostly circulated stuff. Like, there's a couple 2021s. That might be a 23. It is. But compared to the boxes I have been going through that were like 50 and 75% 2023s, I will take this all day. And here's the last one we'll do. Roll number 40, and we just have some more shiny coins in there, so nothing too special. 24 Denver. Only seen a couple of those today. All right, well, we got our 40%er. Hopefully we'll get maybe one more before the end of the box, and if we don't, we got another whole box to get through. Well, we've made it through box number 1, and it was a little bit disappointing considering we did have an ender silver. We just ended up with the 1968 Denver. We did come away with a whole host of NIFCs. I think the only thing new was maybe these 2005s. I can't remember what I brought you in to begin with, but we found a handful more, and we did come away with a 2017. I think that's a Denver. That was something else we found along the way in the second half of the box. So these are all not intended for circulation coins. They're not supposed to be there. They're relatively low mintage. A lot of them as low as like 1.7 million to 2.4 million. Some of the later years get up into the 5, 6, 7 million, but super low mintage $0.50. And I think the 1987 is like a little over 2.5 or just under 3 million, something like that. Anyway, I'll always take a silver in a box, and I'm hoping since these boxes came together, we got a little more silver hiding somewhere in here. So I'm getting through rolls 6 through 15, stopping in here actually on roll number 7, and we've come across a 1971 Denver in decent shape. I mean, it's been well circulated, but we still have a little bit of luster on it. And I believe we have the FS 102, or maybe an early stage FS 102. Typically, the 101, we find doubling in the word trust here, which we have none. But what we do have is some really good doubling in the I of the word in. Now, there's no real doubling here on the N, which typically you would see in an FS 102. But we clearly have a little bit of thickening down here at the bottom of the I, but the telltale sign is the double serif here. And through a loop and in just the right light and shadowing, you can see a little bit. Let me see if I can make it happen. There you go. You can see a little bit of that extra split here on the I. So very minor, but it is a DDO. We are going to add it to the board as a find, and we're going to keep on hunting. Well, that's going to do it for box number 2. It was pretty uneventful, except for the 1971 DDO that we spent a little time on in the last clip. I left all of my NIFCs up here from box number 1. I'm not going to call them all out again, but here you go. If you want to zoom in or pause and take a look at the ones we got, you're welcome to. I will make a special call out here to our 1987 Philadelphia. Again, this is one of the cooler NIFCs to find in circulation because it was only released in mint sets and proof sets. And of course, the proof would be a mirror finish. You would know that if you saw it. And of course, we did have that one ender, 1968 Denver, 40% silver. Very excited to have that. Anytime you find silver, it means you've had a successful hunt. And for those of you in the comments, lately I've been getting a lot of people telling me that only 1964 and earlier is silver. And I wish you would watch more of my videos because you would know 65 through 70 is 40% silver. So if you think they're not, keep taking yours back to the bank. I will happily find them and keep them. So with that, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know. Drop on down below. Click that like button and leave me a comment if you enjoyed yourself. If you're new to the channel and you like coin roll hunts, make sure you click on that subscribe button and then click on that notification bell before you go. I'd really appreciate it. Also, leave me a comment if you're new. Let me know it's the first video that you've seen of mine. And then make sure to check out my back catalog. That'd be great. Special shout out to all my channel members. Thank you guys for supporting the channel each and every month. I really appreciate it. And with that, I've got a box of nickels, and I've been trying to hoard as many penny boxes as I can. So I will eventually have to have a little series of penny boxes because they're getting harder and harder to get a hold of. And if I can find banks that'll give them to me, I try to get one almost every weekend. So anyway, with that, I hope you guys are doing well. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.